Now, with some trepidation after my discussion with Matt Canavan, let me introduce you to our panel for International Women's Day. Charlotte Mortlock, former Sky News host and now founder of Hilmers Network, which recruits women for the Liberal Party, and Caroline Di Russo, lawyer, Sky News contributor, and now president of the West Australian Liberal Party. Now, I don't know whether you want to comment, jump in quickly and say something about what Matt Canavan and I were discussing, or dare I put the question to you first? I'll start with Charlotte.
Well, Andrew, first of all, I wanted to say that when I saw Caro's piece come out this morning about International Women's Day and thinking it was kind of victim baiting, I thought to myself, knowing that we have this Wednesday panel tonight between you and I thought, I bet Andrew Bolt brings Caro in on this debate. So it's good to know that great minds think alike, and I will be all the better for hearing Caro's argument. But on that particular one with Matt Canavan, what I thought was missing in that very insightful conversation was that what we're not talking about is the mental load. So now women have this pressure to go into the workforce, but there is also the expectation that they're doing most of the heavy lifting at home. And that, I think, is probably compounding why we are seeing some of those rates of unhappiness among women. So there's so much we can do for structural change to make it easier for men to take parental leave well and to make sure that women are getting promoted in the workplace. But until we start to see some changes at home and some mental shifts, then I think that might be a little bit more closely linked to those graphs that you guys were talking about.
I just wonder why we're fighting so hard against what seems to be a more pronounced, and I'm generalising here, there's plenty of exceptions, I know that, a more pronounced tendency or wish or will or whatever it is of women, whether it's socialised or biological, it almost doesn't matter, to be the primary caregiver for children. I mean, it's just... You see it repeated again and again and again. I don't know why we're trying to fight that so hard. I don't know why that is. But let me go to Caroline Di Russo. Caroline, just basically though, at what stage do we stop making a huge deal that someone, whether it's a pilot or something, is a woman and not a man? Because I'm starting to wonder whether it's a little bit patronising.
Well, I think what it actually comes down to me, and when you talk about happiness, that anyone, male or female, is happy when they make a choice that they want to make. So if women want to go and work, then knock yourself out. If women want to stay at home with their kids and that is their choice, then that there should be equally valued. And I think that that's the part around the conversation that upsets me. And look, I work and I run a business and all that sort of thing, but I don't think any less of women who want to stay home and look after their kids. Good on them. If that's your choice, then that is absolutely what you should do. My beef with International Women's Day is that the better that women do, the more negative the conversation becomes. And instead of celebrating it as a success of women making choices for themselves, and whether it be career choices or financial choices or whatever, it's like the battle is won, but it's like we need to find something to be miserable about. Otherwise, there's no battle to continue fighting. And that there is the part of International Women's Day, and that very much across that professional class who are apparently the most disadvantaged and marginalised women in the country. If you listen closely, I went to a International Women's Day event yesterday, actually, in the Chinese community, and I actually really enjoyed myself. I had such a fabulous time because it was so positive and it was so aspirational. And these women are talking about, you know, how much pride they have where they fit in Australia and the opportunities for them in Australia, and particularly for a lot of women who migrate here, these are opportunities that they may not have had in the countries that they have come from. So a leaf out of the book for our women in the professional sphere, get amongst the migrant communities, because they have a much more positive view on the position of women in this country.